Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Wednesday night. And it's the anxiety being felt across this nation, really the dilemma of being faced by so many. The millions of Americans who do want to get back to some sort of normal, get back to work, but who are also worried about their health. And tonight, just 24 hours after Dr. Fauci was asked by senators about reopening the country, Dr. Fauci saying if we're not very careful, there is a real risk you will trigger an outbreak you may not be able to control. Tonight, President Trump now saying, I was surprised by his answer. He said, to me, it's not an acceptable answer, especially when it comes to schools. President Trump saying Dr. Fauci wants to play all sides of the equation. But of course, all of these are important questions to ask. Will our school children be safe in the fall? Will American workers be safe in the coming weeks as we now prepare to ease restrictions in at least 48 states? And all of this with the death toll rising, more than 83,000 lives lost in this country. Tonight, the internal government document reportedly showing spikes in several parts of the country, Tennessee, Iowa, Kentucky, among other places. Across the country, states now imposing a patchwork of rules to try to control any new spread. Los Angeles County, for one, now saying some stay-at-home orders may stay in place until August. New questions about protecting American workers and children, of course, that dangerous condition many doctors believe is linked to the virus. New York now investigating more than 100 cases. 3 children have died. Cases now in at least 16 states tonight. The president was also asked about this as well this week, about children, whether they're safe as we now reopen the country, and we'll guide you through it all. A very busy Wednesday night, and we're going to begin here with our chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl.
Another sign of the times. Vice President Pence arrived at the White House today wearing a mask. He's been keeping his distance from the president since his press secretary tested positive.
I haven't seen Mike Pence, and I miss him. I guess we said for a little while we'll stay apart because you don't know what happens with this very crazy and horrible disease.
This was the president's first public appearance since the stark warning from Anthony Fauci about states reopening without meeting federal guidelines.
There is a real risk that you will trigger an outbreak that you may not be able to control.
The president bristled a bit when asked about that.
Look, he wants to play all sides of the equation. Some governors and some perhaps partisans, maybe for election reasons, don't want to have their states open. And then some shouldn't open them quite yet. You know, they're not ready. They went through a lot and they're not quite ready. But no, we're opening our country. People want it open.
The president was asked what he meant by saying Dr. Fauci plays all sides.
When you say Dr. Fauci is playing both sides, are you suggesting that the advice he's giving to you is different?
I was surprised by his answer, actually, because, it's just, to me, it's not an acceptable answer, especially when it comes to schools.
So let's get right to John Karl with us live in Washington. And John, I know all of this comes as the president wants to signal himself that America should reopen now, traveling to Arizona last week where we sat down with him, of course. And tomorrow he's back out again, this time in Pennsylvania. And not surprising to you and me, John, that these are key battleground states for the election. But taking on Dr. Fauci could also be tricky because Dr. Fauci, at least in the polling, shows he's trusted by the majority of the American people on this.
Well, David, there's certainly a public health risk in disregarding the advice of the nation's or the government's leading expert on infectious diseases, but there may also be a political risk as well. Dr. Fauci has emerged as the most trusted figure in America on questions related to this pandemic. And in one poll out just this week, nearly twice as many Americans said they trust Dr. Fauci when it comes to coronavirus than say they trust President Trump. David?
John Karl leading us off tonight. John, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.